Hi guys, so I am recording this on my Galaxy S6 Edge, the front camera. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you quickly after a day of use about the Huawei Watch versus the Gear S2. Alright, so first thoughts. For me, the most important thing is really the look. I just feel like the Huawei Watch has a better classic look. I mean, even if you got the classic, it's not going to give you this unified classic look, versus the Gear S2. I think the design is really oriented towards, especially the original version, towards a sports watch, sort of like a swatch, whereas this is more of a regular traditional watch. So I said that in the review. If looks matter to you, I mean, for example, this is a watch. Even if even if it gets outdated in 3-5 years, I can still wear it as a watch. Whereas this one, I guess you can still wear it. But really, the most important features of this watch isn't the looks, but its features. So Samsung really sacrificed design for features, sort of like what they did in the past. I think that's good for phones, but as far as smartwatches, I think it's gotta look good, or I think it's good what they had with the original Gear S. Okay, so that's what I think about the looks, but you may not hate the look of this. Perhaps you want a sport watch, then I think this is a great piece of smartwatch. Now, one thing I really like about this watch is that you'll see that the screen turns off automatically pretty easily, and it actually turns on. So right now it's, well, okay, it is, when it turns off, it doesn't actually turn back on until you flick your wrist, and actually it turns off rather quickly. I'll try to leave it here. That feature, I really like it. And I've noticed just in one day, battery is so much longer just because the screen turns off by itself. Whereas the Huawei watch, it's always on, and it does also turn on when you flick the wrist. It's not working this time. There you go. But it does use a lot more battery because there's an always on screen also, watch face. But I kind of like this. The point of having a watch is so you can tell time all the time. But this one, I find it turns off sometimes too quickly, not too long. I guess you can have it on always on mode. But just the default configuration out of the box, I really like this one. And I get for battery, a full day with the Huawei. This one, based on its default configuration of the screen turning off, I would say about 2 days, full days. So you get more battery life, but I don't really mind it. I don't really mind charging it every day because I have the charging cradle right next to my bed. All right, while talking about the charger on the Gear S2 is a wireless charger, so it is a lot better. It comes with a cradle. Now, it can also be charged using a regular wireless charger. One thing I noticed, sort of annoying, you can't lay this down flat like Moto 360 watches, which I liked for the wireless charging. So what you can do is you can actually just pull these out, which is really easy to do, and then you can charge it on any wireless charger. But wireless charging is definitely a plus, alright, versus the Huawei watch. It has a cradle. It's not, it's magnetic, but it's actually a pain in the ass to charge it because sometimes it doesn't align easily. So that's one thing I don't like about it. It's like you bought a luxury car, and this one has manual seats, but this one has motorized seats. So it's a little bit of sacrifice for the Huawei, but for the price you pay, I think it should have wireless charging. So that's only one complaint about it. The Gear S2 has these dials. I haven't really found them so useful yet. I just feel like this is the same thing as going like this, but it does make sense if you're in this app arena. You can easily swipe through all of your apps. So that one feature has it going over the Huawei. Also, one thing I noticed with the Gear S2 is that if you use it with a non-Samsung phone, I'm actually not sure. I don't think you can actually download new apps for it. I think that's for the Samsung. So Samsung may have left out the fact that you can use it with any any Android smartphone. It just if you want to download extra watch faces, I don't think you can do that right now through Google Play Store. I'm not sure. Maybe they're still developing that, but that's one thing that's kind of worrying me because I'm using my Moto X Pure with it. So that's one worry I have. But overall, man, I still really love the Huawei Watch for the looks. I mean, for a smartphone, specs are more important. For example, processor. The looks are not as important on a smartphone because obviously you should use a case. But on a smartphone or smartwatch, it's the complete opposite, I think. You should have great looks. It's not like you're gonna put a case on it. So I think looks are actually number one, and then all the specs. So in that sense, I would have to give the edge to the Huawei Watch just for being a watch, whereas this is more of a somewhat between a smartwatch and fitness tracker, which is plenty capable of with S-Health apps. I think for fitness, this may be a lot better. Of course, this you can't really wear while jogging or, you know, it's just gonna flap around, and you don't want your nice watch on while you're sweating all over it. So in that sense, this one would be a better fit. So two different devices. I just want to give you my quick first hands-on comparison, since I don't really have a lot of time to make every of these videos and edit them out. If I do, it takes me like half the day to make a good edited video. But by this way, I can give you more thoughts on different devices, comparisons such as this. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do let me know what you think is better for you. I'm sure it's different, and why in the comment box below. And as always, stay hot on Android.